Hello, folks. I hope everyone's doing well. I just wanted to jump on quickly and speak about some of the themes that are coming in with Saturn. So I feel like this is the theme. It's reclaiming Saturn. Like the collective is reclaiming Saturn. And I had all these themes that were coming in for me personally related to Saturn. And then, of course, I realized there's the Saturn-Neptune conjunction, which I've known about, but experiencing the themes personally is always, um, it's different, right? We can theorize about what's happening in the sky, but then when we experience them, we're like, oh, this is, related to that transit or that alignment. And so I wanted to put together a video of the value of privacy in an age of complete extroversion with social media and just like in a world where there's like a lack of privacy, right? There's good aspects that are coming through with the transparency. Um, but I think there's a real value in maintaining, for me personally, I feel like there's a real value in maintaining a private life, right, in such a social world. And so I was going to put together a video on that. But those themes are, they're kind of in the background. It's something that's always been driving, um, how I operate in society, because it's part of who I am. And I have a very strong Saturn placement. And so this, I think it's related to Saturn, right? So I'm starting to see all the positive sides of Saturn because for a long time I was sort of caught up in the negative aspects of it. How it can be constricting and there's limitations. It can hold you back. It's very, structured and organized. It brings chaos into order, but it can also really limit your movement. And and there's a need to be patient with Saturn. Saturn moves slowly, deliberately, but the positives are that it brings in like if you're working properly with it, it brings in determination and it brings in patience and it brings in careful action and organization and structure. All the, paying attention to details and being meticulous. And if you use that properly, it's it's essential for creating something masterful or something great. And so I feel like we've been kind of, in the negatives of Saturn, and although that Saturnian restrictive energy is applied to the structures, or through the structures in society, and we feel like a crushing force of Saturn, through different things that have been implemented, it's really hard to see the positives. But I feel like all these positives are coming in right now. And I've had the opportunity to work with someone incredible who, through them, working with them and seeing how they use Saturn, just opened up this whole new lens of perception and a different viewpoint on, what Saturn is in our charts, depending on the house and how to work with it effectively and efficiently. And also with this Saturn Neptune conjunction happening in Aries at 0 degrees on the 20th, Saturn's already in Aries right now. There's these new lessons, right? This whole new cycle. They don't even know, no one really knows when the last time those two planets were conjunct at 0 degrees Aries. So this is kind of like an unprecedented energy. And I feel like we're given a window of opportunity to reclaim Saturn within ourselves. And, that's going to reflect out in society and, how it's being used out in society. So a lot of the positives Okay, what's also interesting is like you have to look at the house that it's in for yourself, whatever house it's going through, right? Whether it's the first house, the second house, the sixth house, the seventh house, the 10th house, the 12th house, they're all going to have really, Saturn's going to express itself really differently through those houses in your natal chart. So the way, it's pressing up against your own consciousness within your natal chart, but then also in the transit chart, it moves and it goes through different themes, and whatever house it's moving into now is going to be providing you with lessons, I think, to better understand Saturn, to learn to work with it, right? Because ultimately, Saturn is this wise elder, a wise mentor, right? That can help you bring your dreams to life, which is what people have been saying about, you know, Saturn Neptune conjunction is like bringing our dreams into reality. Saturn's the structure, that we have to move through, or that we have to, it's the structural energy that we have to use to create something, the strong foundation in this world, right? For it to work properly, for it to work efficiently. Um, but it is about bringing dreams to life. So, seeing it as this elder mentor, in its exalted form, not that it's exalted in Aries, but if you can learn the lessons and then you take um, the exalted form of Saturn and apply it to whatever house it's transiting through and through the house it's in your natal chart, there's some really big openings that can happen for you, for the collective. Like this is a collective thing. That's why I'm bringing it forward. I'm having all these lessons with it, in greater understanding of it, truly, what the positive aspects are. But I feel like because this is happening on a collective level, and we could see it through the astrology, there's a real strong potential for it to actually manifest, this breakthrough, right? If Saturn's been inverted, like this is our time to, break through that inversion and to reclaim it as our own and to reapply it properly in a healthy way in our lifestyles, right? Through our projects, through our choices, through our decisions, and bring to life what it is that we know to be in alignment with something greater than what is present. Um, and so there's been some really interesting synchronicities about, the all of these kind of this higher learning, the Saturnian higher learning, came through working on a project with someone else who also has Saturn really strongly positioned in their chart. And Saturn is, it just transited into my seventh house. So I'm learning it through someone else, right? Which is like a mirror of what's happening in the sky, with the transits on my chart. And then um, that person has Saturn in the seventh house in their natal chart. Um, and so it's all kind of connecting. And I have Saturn in my 11th house in my natal chart, so I'm learning these lessons through someone else, and I'm really getting a lot of wisdom and information from it. And, it's going to help me apply it to that 11th house, which is, where it is streaming through in my own consciousness and my blueprint. So you have to look, and then see where all the lessons are coming in. And I really believe that we're going to be able to reclaim Saturn at this time. If you have it conjunct in your natal chart, a planet, you want to really look into that, North Node, South Node, any of these big planets or points in a chart. Um, there's going to be some really good expansion happening, I believe, because I always base things on there could be some personal things happening. This is really collective. And so this is happening on, this energy is going to start to push in on the 20th. it's going exact conjunction on the 20th. And um, we already went through this portal in this window with the eclipses, the new moon, the fire horse energy. I mean, everyone is talking about it and feeling it, and things have started to warm up, things have started to heat up. And so as we're creating these new projects and we're creating, there's like Aries brings in so much initiatory energy, going through initiation, but also initiating projects. It is crucial that we master Saturn during this time, right? It's always at the inception in that alignment. That slight pivot to the right or pivot to the left makes a huge difference once get further on down the road, 3, 4, 5 years. So whatever you're initiating right now, hone in on that Saturnian energy and its highest function and use it as a mentor for meticulously creating the foundation and the details, working through the details and aligning the details to propel, what it is that you're bringing forward. Because everything dark in society and everything that's coming out right now, that the masses are now coming into, all of these structures, I think the reason why they were so impactful and controlling, able to control, was because they knew how to use Saturn, right? They use it in inverted function, but they knew how to use Saturn. So it's crucial for everybody else in society to learn how to use Saturn properly, in order to balance the scales, right? And the scales, that's why, Saturn is exalted in Libra, because Libra brings balance, and Saturn can bring balance too if it's used properly, especially on both ends, right? Um, and then another thing is that, you know, one of the negative things to do with Saturn has to do with control, right? We feel that crushing control. Saturn is also represented by, the aromatic forces and the most densest parts of this, three-dimensional experience. But where it's beneficial and where Saturn really works smoothly is when you apply that control not onto other people, not onto the external, but in the internal tweaking, right? Of your blueprint, of your consciousness. So controlling, Saturn helps us control and bring discipline to those aspects of self, um, that allow the proper orientation to express ourselves authentically and creatively and successfully, with the things that we want to do out in the world. So it's really about this inner control that we can gain through honing, this elder wisdom of Saturn. So I just wanted to bring that forth. I feel like it's a huge part of the energy, and people that are going to catch it right away, people that tune into this channel. I hope everyone's doing well. Um, it's such a beautiful time to be alive for those that know. And I just wanted to bring this forth to, a little grain of wisdom to those that are able to catch it and use it, because this is coming in and the lessons and the wisdom, the higher intelligence is really coming in. And so I wanted to take this opportunity to share with everybody, who is part of my community and who is, sharing in the same ideas and directions and solutions, moving forward into this brand new chapter, this brand new book. It's like the energy, like I said, we've never seen this before. So we're really starting a new book. And yeah, we got to use all these energies wisely. So thank you for listening, and I hope everyone's doing well. If you want to book a session with me, Inspiring Playful Evolutions has a bunch of options there. And I really like looking into all the charts, all the different systems, pattern recognition, seeing what stands out and what stands the test of time, and also looking at just the transit charts and what's affecting you at this moment and how you can really take advantage of just that foresight to help you create what it is you're creating and, what it is you need right now in order to take that next leap into consciousness and that next step of evolution. So wishing everybody a playful and happy February and March if I don't come back on because it's been so busy on my end for the last year. Um, 2 years is like I do, I don't know. I'm happy with the way things are, but I haven't been able to come on as much as I've wanted to. So anyway, wishing everybody a really incredible time with this fire horse. Bye.